Here's a check for $15,000. Here's another check for $15,000. So total $30,000 in about a week and a half. I just came back from a vacation. We were in Hawaii for about 11 days and came back and received these two checks in my mailbox. Now, obviously, these are just copy. I deposited the check this morning already. I didn't plan on doing a YouTube video on it. But looking back at my content, I think that a lot of you will get a lot of value out of this video, because a lot of you wanted to know is, Khang, well, where do you get these leads? How are you able to get the property under contract at such a discount? Where do you find the buyers who actually sell your deal once you have the property under contract? So I'm going to try to answer, I'm going to try to cover all of that in this video. So I'll share with you exactly where I got two of these deals from, okay? So let's just get right into it, okay? So first off, you know that there's a software that I use that leverages AI. So a lot of you know how big AI is now, and if you're able to leverage it, you can actually get pretty much ahead of your competition, okay? So there's a software that I use. It's called Kingdaai. It's where I use to actually get these deals. It's called, these come from tax delinquents. So for those of you who don't know what tax delinquent is people who owe property tax. So if they don't pay, the city or the county is going to come after. They're going to foreclose on their property, just like if they don't pay a mortgage, okay? It's the exact same thing. So tax delinquent is a great list to actually target, okay? So here is the software that I use, okay? It's called Kingdaai. So I'm going to show you exactly how easy it is to pull this list, okay? And now I actually did this completely virtual. I never met the seller. I never saw the property. All of this was done all over the phone, okay? And I'm going to show you how you can actually do it, which is a laptop, internet connections, and a phone, okay? And obviously, this software. So once you sign up for the software, here's what yours going to look like, okay? And all you do is you're going to go in property leads, okay? And then you put in your city and your states. So typically, I like to start out and see how big the list is within that city. So we're going to start out with the city, okay? So right here, I'm just going to go ahead and put in, let's go. I don't do Seattle, but let's go ahead and go to Marysville, Washington, okay? Right here. It'll show you exactly how big, how many people is there. 22,000 people. We're going to go to filter. Now, not 22,000 people are in that city, okay? There's way more than that. But here's what it is, okay? These are people who's motivated, but we're going to get rid of apartment, going to get rid of others, going to get rid of townhouse, going to get rid of condos. All I want is single family and multifamily. That's what I'm pretty much focusing on, okay? Now, there's 22,271, and I'm going to click on tax delinquent tax activities. If you want to know what each one of this is, all you need to do is click next to the question mark or hover over next to the question mark, and it tells you exactly what this list is about, okay? So for those of you who don't know what BOR investor is, you just hover over it. It said absentee owner who have owned the subject property for a long period of time, which is BOR investor. It's like a tire landlord. But these two deals come from tax delinquents. So there's 480 people that actually owe taxes in Marysville. So if I click up, so there's the results. Now, we actually didn't cold call these people. We actually sent them a postcard. So right here from the software, I can go ahead and click on direct mail, and I'll actually send them. It'll take me to the process. Okay, boom, continue. Okay, and we actually send them two postcard a month. So how many pieces do you want to send to these homeowner? I click 2, and we do it bi-weekly. Okay, and then all you need to do is you just click next. It'll walk you through step by step exactly how to send out postcards or letters. Now, for those of you, now it's going to cost me between $500 to $800, but in return, it got me 2 deals that made me 30 G. Okay, now this obviously depending on your budget. And all you need to do is you just walk through this, and it literally takes you about 5 minutes to get your mailing campaign set up. Within 5 minutes, with the click of a button, it automatically sends these mailing campaign out for you, okay? So I like to hit them at least twice a week, because postcard, it costs you about 50 cents a postcard. So you can send them out twice a week. I mean, one postcard every other week, okay? So that's exactly what we did. Now, if you like to say you don't have the budget for it, let's just say you don't have the budget to send out letters or postcard. Okay. Most of my deal came from, I would say SMS and, what is it? Cold calling. Okay. So Mary, sorry, I'm trying to multitask. That's why I'm, okay. So we're going to go to Marysville, Washington. Okay. I'm going to take you guys back into it again. We're going to go to filter. Okay. We're going to go ahead and hit on, we got to get rid of these apartments. Once again, I'm going to show you. Okay. Now, if you don't have the budget to send out postcard, tax delinquents. Okay. Now there's, okay. Tax delinquents, single family, multifamily. Okay. So now what we're going to do is you see here, wholesale score, right? We want at least 500 or more. This is where it takes 40 years of data. Okay. And it'll jam pack. It'll tell you who is more likely to sell to get in the distressed situation where they need to sell their property. So 1,000 means they're desperate. 500 is right there in the middle. Typically, I use 500. So if you're going to cold call them, check this out. There's 49 people that are in tax delinquents that has a very high motivation of selling it. So there's 49 people. It's easy for you to go through them, right? Right here. Now, the cool thing is the software, any one of you who sign up for the software today, and as long as you have the software, it doesn't matter if you sign up for the pro account or the basic account, it doesn't matter. But I will pay for your skip tracing. This is something that it's the least that I can do for you, okay? Now, all you need to do is, now there's 49 people that's in tax delinquent. If you click on this property right here, bam, look at, it'll tell you that this person is not, obviously this phone number is not, it's on a do not call list. So typically you don't call them, but for me, I call them anyway. All right. The worst case is I get yelled at. I'll say, hey, I'm sorry. Don't call them again. But you can email them. You can text them. It tells you it's their mobile number or their landline, right? It's their home phone. Oh, shoot. Hold on a second, right? And you can call them. This right here said it's a two units. So this right here is a duplex. And all you need to do is you go down. It'll tell you everything about the property, what year it's built, when it was purchased, how much they owe on it, all of that. Now, the next thing I want to do is, you can also figure out comparables. So I would call the homeowner up and see what they want for the property. Okay. And if you want to run comps, you want to figure out what the property's worth right here. All you need to do is hit on comparables. It'll show you everything that is sold recently within this property right here that's sold for $498. Okay. Just within half a mile, or actually 0.1 miles, 0.1 miles. So you want to find something that's within half a mile, max a mile radius, and you need to take three similar properties, and that's going to be your ARV. That's going to be your comps. That's going to be how much that property is worth. Okay. So all you do is you just call them up, make them your lowball offer. Now, once you get the property, or your offer accepted by the seller, what's the next step? The next step is now we got to send them a purchase and sell contract. Okay. And I do it electronically. So there's a website that I use. Let me log in here really quick. Not log in, but I'm going to share with you what it is. DocuSign.com. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to take this away. Okay, I'm going to share with you on another screen. Boom. Okay, so once you get your purchase and once you get the seller accept your offer, here's the software, or here's the website that I use to send all of our purchase and sale agreement or assignment agreement to get electronic signature. Right here, you go to DocuSign.com. If you're new, you get a 30-day sign up completely for free. And I think after that, I don't know how much it costs, but it's very cheap. It's like $7 or $8, something like that per month. It's very, very cheap, very affordable. So DocuSign, a lot of homeowner knows about DocuSign. They're pretty popular. So we upload. It's very easy. You just upload the purchase sale agreement with a click of a button. You send it to their email. The seller can open it, sign it electronically. You get it back. Okay. So now that you got a signed purchase and sale agreement back, what do you do next? The next thing is market the deal and find the buyer. Now, let me break down this deal for you, okay? So, this property that we just got, I'm just going to talk about one of them, okay? It's actually worth about $550,000, okay? ARV, which is after repair value. And a lot of you will be like, well, Khang, how do I know what to offer to the seller? So there's a formula that I use. It's the wholesaling formula. It's called ARV, which is after repair value minus 30%. So we take 550. So I go 550 minus 30%. Why 30%? That's how much discount an investor wants to make on their money. So now we're at 385,000. Okay, so 385 minus repair. This property is going to need about, I say, $50,000 in repair. So it's 335,000. And then actually we wanted to make $25,000 on this deal. So I minus $25,000 on this deal. And my offer to the seller is $310,000. Now, why did we end up with only $15,000? Is because when we send the buyer to go out there to look at the property, the rehab came back a lot more than $50,000. So we had to reduce our assignment fee to make this one work. So instead of making $25,000, we went ahead and went with the buyer that was ready to close. And they were able to put a $5,000 non-refundable. So we went with them, reduced our assignment to $15,000. And so we basically reduced it by $10,000, made a $15,000, move forward and close on this deal. And here is how we found the buyer to the deal. Like, I'm giving you guys the exact game, the exact move that I did to close this deal here for $15,000 and to close this deal here for another $15,000. Okay. So all you need to do is just do exactly what I do. There's no reason why you can't get a deal. Okay. So here's where you find the buyer. The problem with, I think, most people that they're not willing to put in the work. You might watch this video, but you're not making move. You're not doing anything. You're like, oh man, maybe let me do more research. Okay, a lot of you do. You watch enough podcasts. You have done enough research. The next thing to do is to make a move. So go sign up for the software. Go pull the list exactly what I just show you. Comment in your city, in your state, and then after this, I'll pull a list of tax delinquent just to show you how many people's in your city right now that are ready to sell their property at a steep discount that you can make a profit on. So now to find a buyer, before that, I would have to call these realtors. I would have to network. I have to do a bunch of stuff. But since I've been in the game for a long time, we have our own cash buyers list, and then we just blast it out. My VA actually just send this deal out with one click of a button. We send it out. We blast it. We text it. We call the buyer. We email the buyer. We do everything that we can. And we actually found the buyer within like 2 days. And this is all happened while I was in Hawaii. Now, check this out. This here, okay, so here's where you find the buyers. And it doesn't matter what city, what state you're in. Okay, I'm going to go back to that software. This is why like it makes it so much more easier than ever before. Okay? Okay, wait a second. So let me go back. Hold on a second. Let me go back. I'm going to click share. Okay, so now all you do is you go back, you punch in, you go to property leads. Once again, same thing, property leads, punch in the address. But I'm obviously not going to put in the address. I'm going to go ahead and go here. And then I'm just going to click on the city and the states. Okay, I'll show you how many cash buyers in Marysville, Washington. Okay, we're going to go to filter. Okay, we're going to get rid of multifamily, others, apartment, once again, townhomes, condos. And all you're going to do is you're going to click right here, cash buyer. It will tell you, okay, there's 22,000 cash buyer. Oh, sorry, 20,000 cash buyer. That is, I'm sorry. My God, sorry. My computer just refreshed. That's why I was like, holy cow, 20,000. There's 2,472 cash buyer. Okay, and all you do is you click on results. Okay, that's currently in Marysville that are actively buying properties. Okay, and you want to get their phone number. All you need to do is here's the property that just purchased cash. You click on this, bam, it'll give you that that buyers, the phone numbers and everything, their mobile phone numbers. All you need to do now, call them up and then pitch them your deal and see if you can sell it for the price that you want. Right? There's 2,000 cash buyer. You can also extract their email, extract their phone number. You can text blast, you can email blast, send out all to 2,000 cash buyer and see which one responds. And then after that, we got this cash buyer and then we set up the showing. And then setting up the showing with the seller and the buyer is really not that hard. All you need is foot on the ground. You need someone there to facilitate the showing. So I typically call the seller back, and my VA do all of this. Now that I have a team, some of you might not have a team. This can be a one-man, one-woman show. You don't need a team, okay? When you're starting out. I used to do this all by myself. So I call the seller up and I'll be like, hey, what's a good day? What's a good time for you to have my contractor walk through the property? I got the date, the time from the seller. I call the buyer back and say, hey, here's a date and a time. Let me know if it works for you. Okay. Also, too, is when you go there, you are there on behalf of our company as a contractor to actually inspect the property. Okay. Please don't discuss pricing with the seller. So you got to prep the seller up and you got to prep your buyer up. So that way they know what's going on. The sellers know that your contractor is going to be there to do inspection. Your buyers know that they're there as a contractor to look at the property. And then afterward, what you're going to tell the buyers is, hey, afterward, if you're ready to move forward, let me know. If the price doesn't work, also let me know, right? And also make sure that you let them know that you have other buyers, okay, that is ready to go as well. So that way they know that they are competing with other buyers. Even if you have one buyer, it doesn't matter. You need to play the game. Let them know that you have multiple buyers that's interested in the property. Because they're, what you're playing is fear of loss. If they don't buy it, boom, someone else is going to buy it. And we're able to get this thing closed. And there you go. Okay. But that's the whole entire thing. Okay. Before that, it was crazy. I have to go through a bunch of different software just to build my cash buyer list, just to build my buyer. I did a lot of calling to realtors, right? I was posted on Facebook Marketplace. I was posting on Craigslist. I was just posting it everywhere. But now all I need to do is with that software, I pull my cash buyer list. And what's also crazy is you can also market your deal on that software with over 200,000 buyers, active buyers on that software that you can attract nationwide. And we build our list that way. So now I can go, now with this software, I can literally go in any city, any states that I'm not familiar with. I'll be able to pull the list. I'll be able to get their phone number straight from there. I'll be able to call them. I'll be able to text them. Bam, all from this one thing. It makes it so easy now. Okay, so comment your city and your state. Let me show you guys what you're missing. Okay? There's so much opportunity out there. A lot of you, you're not taking action and you're not staying committed. Okay? Don't think about trying to get rich within a month or 3 months. Okay? It takes time. But what you're working on, what you're building is you're building a high income skills. Because once you know how to do it once, Phil, once you know how to close a wholesale once, it doesn't matter if it's a 3,000 or 15,000 or 50,000. Now you can go in any city, any states. I can drop you in any city, any states. You can be in a completely dude, let's just say that I drop you in another country. As long as you have a laptop, internet connection, and a phone, and the $149 to invest into this software, you can wholesale from anywhere. Completely virtual. Phil said that's a lot of trust in the buyer. Well, the thing is, Phil, you need foot on the ground. So you need someone there to facilitate the showing. That's the key. But over time, there will be some buyers, Phil, that you have built enough trust that they can just go out there and do the inspection themselves. But you need to have someone there that's called foot on the ground. And typically, to find someone there, you can connect with other wholesaler, or you can connect with a local agent. Or maybe in a market where you have friends or family that can go there and facilitate the showing. It's really not that hard. You just need to let them know that, hey, all you're there and just making sure the buyer's doing their walkthrough, inspect the property, making sure that the seller and the buyer doesn't talk, right? And typically, Phil, I also prep my seller up and let my seller know that, hey, my contract is going to be there. If you can just, leave him alone, he'll go in and out of the property, right? And just let him do his thing, but he'll get in and out within like 15 or 20 minutes. And typically it doesn't take that long, okay? And you let your buyer know, hey, if you have any question afterward, right? Please call, text me, and let me know. Okay? So comment your city and your states. Let me show you that what you can do today, right now. Who here got 149 that they can invest, that they can start pulling lists? Because a lot of you don't have leads to call. You don't have leads to target. Okay? Los Angeles, California. I don't think Los Angeles is a great market. LA is not a great market. I think that you need to go in another market beside Los Angeles. There are others like Bakersfield, California. I think that's a better market than LA. LA is not doing good right now, bro. I don't think LA is a good market. So if I go to Bakersfield, if I can spell it, VA Bakersville, California, right here. Bam. Okay. There's 140. Okay. And then you go to results. Okay. Now, before we go to results, let me show you another thing that is crazy about this software that you guys need to understand. Okay. Look, you see all these two properties that's highlighted in blue. If you click on contact seller, these are properties that are being put under contract by another wholesaler. So you can literally reach out to them and JV this deal with them. Say, hey, I saw your deal here. Love to JV with you. And bam, you send out to your buyers. If you're able to bring a buyer to the deal, guess what, my friend? It's a 50-50 split. They already did 50% of the work. You just need to do another 50% of the work. Fresno is better, but let's go to Bakersfield, okay? I click filter. I get rid of apartment, others, townhomes, and condos. Literally, I can go into any city right now. Any city, any states. Click on tax delinquents. Hold on a second. It's need to refresh. It said 143,000, which I don't think so. 4,000. There's 4,931 people in Bakersfield, California that's in tax delinquents. Look, 1,000 square feet, 3-bedroom, 1 bath. Click on it. Bam. Like this is something you can start today. And a lot of you you overthink. You overthink, you overanalyze, you're waiting for the right time, you're waiting for you to figure everything out before you start, but that's what's holding you back from actually closing your first deal. You're not going to have everything figured out. What you need to do is how you learn is actually being in the game. That's how you learn. Learn from mistake. Learn from your failure. You learn by doing, not just by watching. Watching is great, right? It gives you the knowledge, but execution is what's going to give you the results. So here's the phone number. Bam. I'm now going to call them up and I'm going to text them. I'm going to start talking about the property. Hey, I saw your property at blah, 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 blah. See if you're interested in selling for cash. And then move on to the next one. Okay. We're going to go back. There's 4,000 people. Okay. In this list of 4,000 people, 30K, in that list of 4,000 people, there should be one deal on here. And what's cool is now you don't have to pay for skip tracing. As long as you have the software, look, it will usually show you the property pictures of the property. This one seems like it's recently, let me see if it's renovated. They don't have the interior pictures. Okay. But I can tell you right now, before that, you would have to pay for skip tracing. It would have cost you 10 cents per skip. But for anyone who signed up for the software, as long as you have the software, your boy King Kong will pay for your skip tracing. Or let's just say that you drive for dollars and you saw a property. Guess what? You can just take it to the software, punch in the property address, and bam, it will skip trace. So you can either skip trace for, 1,000 at a time or just one property at a time. Okay. But you have everything right here at your fingertips to get started today. Okay. Oh, we can't see your screen. Oh man, my bad. Hold on a second. Add, boom. Sorry, my bad. Okay. So right here. Okay, so if I click on this property right here, bam, 1,000 square feet, 3-bedroom, 1 bath, boom, there's a phone number, bam. I can call, I can text him right now. Okay, also too, there's an email. I can also email this seller. Okay, I get him on the phone, and look, the software will tell you, okay, here's the retail. Let's just say that you're not too familiar with the area. Well, this right here, it gives you kind of a ballpark, but it's not accurate. You have to run comps to know the true value. But it kind of give you a ballpark. So if you get on the phone with the seller and the seller says, hey, I want $300,000 for my property, you know that's probably a little off. That's probably too high. But if you see here it's 271, this is retail, which is what's currently value right now, and you'll be like, hey, if they say 250, you'll be like, dude, that's already $20,000 off. So that's a hot lead. It'll tell you what it rent for. It'll tell you, hey, you can probably wholesale for 176,000. Okay, but these are just rough numbers. Okay, you would have to really run your comps, figure out what it's actually worth. but it tells you everything about the property. So when you get on the phone with the seller, you know exactly what it is. Okay. So now all we do is we just going to go back. Okay. Hit back. There's a list of 4,000 people that you can target. Okay. If your cash buyers leads, there's way software you see if they are flippers. Yes, Phil. So in the software, there is that you can see if they're flippers, they're landlord. You actually know. Okay. But here you go. All these properties that are ready to go. 4,000. Okay. So anyways, I just want to jump on. I just want to share that with you. And also too, so I want to share with you a quick story. You know, I used to make $30,000 a year. So I've been jobless for the last 15 years. No job, man. Quit my job at the age of like 26. Became a real estate investor at the age of 27. Never looked back. Never had a job before. Or I mean, never had a job since then. Okay? I used to make $30,000. And now, $30,000 right here. In just 2 wholesale deals. And if I can do this, so can you. Now that you have the knowledge, the only thing left for you to do, my friend, is execute on the information. Knowledge without execution is worthless. Okay? You got to implement what you have learned. So let me share with you really quick for those of you who's like want to sign up for the software. Okay? Just so you know, here's how easy it is. All you need to do is go to kingdata.ai. It'll take you to this screen right here. Just go kingdata.ai. Okay? I'll tell you exactly what it is. Go to kingdata.ai. And all you need to do, hold on a second. Hold on. Bam, here it is. Okay. And then click on get started. It'll take you all the way down here. Okay. So there's 2 different plans. Okay. There's a basic plan. There's a pro plan. The basic plan is for those of you who's new and who don't have a big budget. Okay. You can do month to month or you can do annual. If you pay for the entire year, then you save 33%, which is around $600. But you pay the entire amount up front. So it's about $1,200, but you don't have to pay again until 2026. But with the basic plan, you only have 8 different type of lists to target. So here's the different types of lists that you're looking at. Okay. For the basic plan, here's the list. You get absentee owner, high equity, low equity, active listing, which means you get access just like a realtor do, like anything that's listed on the MLS. You get the list of cash buyer. And if you want to know what they are or what they mean, all you need to do is click on it and boom, it tells you what it is. High equities and equity-based leads. These are property that are owned with a mortgage on the property and has a loan to value less than 60%. High equities are good. They have a lot of equity in their property. Okay. Now, if you sign up for the pro plan, which these are for those of you who have a bigger budget and you're more like a serious investor. You're like, Khang, I'm in this. I got the capital. I need a bigger list. Now, this is called bore investor, tire landlord. You got foreclosure, long-term, inherit property, pre-foreclosure, vacant property, zombie property. Zombie property is a killer list. And here's why. These property are in pre-foreclosure process and also vacant. So this is before they get to foreclosure. So you got to get them before it hits foreclosure. You get active investor owned and then flip property. Okay, so with the pro plan, you get 17 different 17 different leads type. You get to pull up to 60,000 leads for free per month. Imagine you have to skip trace 60,000 leads. It would have cost you $6,000 at 10 cents a pop. But once again, for any one of you who sign up, it doesn't matter. The basic of the pro plan, I'll pay for your skip tracing. Okay? And that's it. So I appreciate each and every single one of you that's watching. And for those of you who said, hey, Khang, let me see what other question you guys got. Sorry, I'm in a rush. But also, too, for those of you who's looking to become a student. I know a lot of you have been asking, hey, Khang, do you take on students? All you need to do is go to coachwithkhang.com. Fill out the application, book a call with my team if you want to become a student. This is for those of you who wants that hands-on training. It's not for everyone. It's only for those of you who wants that hands-on training. We got classes 3 to 4 times a week. We provide you with all the contracts, all the training, all the resource and everything. When did you launch your website? This is cool. So this is not my software. This is an affiliate. I'm just going to be upfront. Okay. This is an affiliate. This is the software that we've been using. It works better than any other software that I have used in the past. I'm not going to talk trash about any other company. I'm just going to share with you the company that we're currently using right now that we know that's working. And I think it's very affordable. And they have very, very accurate information. Very, very accurate compared to any other software that we've been using. Okay. So I appreciate each and every single one of you. I hope that this video added enough value to you to get you rocking and rolling. Okay. And hopefully I can see you close your first deal or your next upcoming deals in the next 30 to 60 days. Okay. The key is you got to put in the work and you got to stay consistent. Got to make those calls. Got to send those text messages. Got to do those direct mail every single day. Okay. And if you're consistent, I can tell you hard work will pay off. And it only takes one good deal to change your life, my friend. One good deal. How many of you, how long would you have to work to make 30,000? That's my question. How long? How many months do you have to work? For me, before that, it was the entire year just to make 30 G's. And if you can put, and this is something that I need to also address, that you don't need a college degree, you don't need a license, and you can do this part-time. It doesn't have to be full-time. This is something you can do 1 or 2 hours a day, or maybe just your weekend hustle. And I think wholesaling is a great side hustle for those of you looking to build a second stream of income. And if you depend on one, especially if you're J-O to B, it is extremely scary right now. I know that there's a lot of AI that's been taking away people's job. Okay? And this is the skills where AI cannot take over because it still needs that human interactions, right? And I think wholesaling will be here, will always be here, and will still continue to stay. Because there's always people out there that is a middleman. You get something under contract low, you're going to sell for high. Okay? So anyways, you guys, I appreciate each and every single one of you that are here. I wish you nothing but the best. Okay? Hopefully you're able to watch this video, take action on it, and close your first deal or your next deal, especially how to do it completely virtual. No need to meet the seller. You don't need to meet the buyers. Okay? No, you don't need to see the property as well. Okay? And a lot of you also asked me, Khang, how do I estimate repair costs? Sorry, I forgot this. How do you estimate repair costs? So, how you estimate repair costs, so it depends on what's, some market are more expensive, like New York or California. Cost of labor is more expensive. But just to break it down, okay? I would say that, let's just say you talk to a seller, and a seller say, hey, Khang, this is going to be a light rehab, which is just carpet and paint. I would do $15 to $20 per square feet. Okay? And then medium rehab, we can look at between $25 to like $35 per square feet. Okay? And then heavy rehab, we can look at $45 to like $65 per square feet. Okay? So those numbers are just a rough estimate for you to go off of, for you to base off, depending on, if you're in a cheaper area, $15. If you're in more expensive, I'll go 20 or even 25, right, per square foot. So let's just say that if the house is 1,500 square feet and it's in an expensive area, I would go times $25 per square feet. So that would have cost you about $37,000. Okay? But if you just want to take an average and like, hey, let's do $20 per square feet. That puts you about $30,000 on a 1,500 square feet. And it needs paint, carpet, and a little bit of cosmetic. $30,000 per square, or at $20,000 or $20 per square feet, it's going to cost you about $30,000. Okay, so just based off those numbers, do your calculation and just make offer to the seller. What do you think about the do not call us being what you think about do not call list being legal, being illegal? You mean? So Phil, when it's on a do not call list, obviously those people file their phone number on there, so they don't want to be called. So don't call them. But I'm just saying, I'm not giving you any legal advice. I'm just saying, for me, the worst case, I say, oh, I'm sorry, I won't do it again. I apologize. I didn't know. Boom, sorry, and then move on to the next one. Okay. Anyways, I appreciate each and every single one of you that are here. Thank you so much for watching. I truly hope that this video will add value to you and get you move closer to closing that first deal. Until next time, take care, and let's go get this money. I'm out.